All right, Jim Jackson's back with us. Marcellus, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Is Lakers' interest in Dwight Howard proof their season will be a failure?
No, not at all. The loss of Boogie Cousins can't be exaggerated. Remember, the odds in Vegas didn't change. Remember, that was a low-risk, high-reward situation, just like Dwight Howard would be. He's obviously, of all the options, the best candidate for this situation.
Dwight.
What? Dwight Howard. Yeah.
Right.
NBA executive says right here, it's a high-reward situation. He's the best available prospect for them to go. This is a 17-12 guy coming off his second spinal surgery. Now, his first one was the last time we saw him in a Lakers uniform, and people were hypercritical of him, and we all know the dynamic between him and Kobe Bryant wasn't the best, but he still put up buckets, and he was hobbled that year. I think Dwight Howard would come in and give you something in the same range as we saw 2 years ago when he was healthy, 17 and 13. That's who Dwight Howard is, and that's what the Lakers need.
But you're not expecting Dwight, if you bring him in, to play 35 minutes, okay? Somewhere between 15 to 20, 25 minutes, if you bring him in to play that, whatever Boogie's role is. But the headline should say, is the Lakers' interest in Dwight Howard proof that they're trying to keep up with the Clippers? Because that's what it is. Because they have to be able to fill the void in regards to where they're at against their rival who happens to be down the hall. Because moves like this, to me, indicate, I'm not going to say a desperation, but in some aspects a little bit, because now's the time that they have to make a move, because you never know what's going to happen with AD after this year. LeBron is still on the back end of his career, and to compete, they're going to need to compete now. Now, can Dwight, if he's mentally and physically healthy, add value? Yes.
Yes.
If those two things are
biggest word in the dictionary. Biggest two-letter word in the dictionary.
But that's what I'm saying. If. And as a general manager, okay, and an ownership, you have to take all of this in consideration, knowing that you had him before and what happened. Okay, so you're taking a big risk in regards to chemistry and how it affects it. Now, you can always get rid of Dwight if something doesn't work out.
But what happened before, Jimmy? Expound, because that was Kobe Bryant.
No, but it was a bad mix from the beginning. Because of Mike D'Antoni.
There you go.
Yeah, that was just a bad mix. There's no way Pau Gasol and Dwight Howard are going to fit together in that system with Mike D'Antoni.
No.
So you were expecting something out of him that he couldn't give you.
And he was hurt.
Y'all honestly think adding Dwight's personality to this pressure cooker, LeBron James desperate to get one more time.
What was Boogie's personality? Boogie has some of the same questions in regards
to Dwight Howard.
No, personality-wise?
Personality-wise, you would put Dwight and Boogie on the same level.
I'm saying they had personality questions. I'm not saying it's the same. You talk to people coming out of Sacramento about Boogie, it wasn't all flying colors. He was able to diminish a lot of that in New Orleans and also Golden State, but you had some questions before. But the surroundings in Golden State allowed Boogie to say, you know what? Let me chill. And he grew and matured a little bit. Now, I'm going to say this. Your boy Dwight said he came out and he matured. He looked at what Kobe said about him, not really taking the game serious, not loving the game back then, personal. But as he's gotten older, now he understood what he meant by it. So could it work? It doesn't hurt.
He's a different man, too. Dwight Howard got undressed by scandal. Let's just be real about that. That humbles you. 2, and it narrows your focus. 2, the fact that he comes back to a situation where those variables don't exist. D'Antoni's not here. Kobe's not here. That dynamic, that pressure is different. And if he's committed, then you could deal with the part of his personality that is laughable, the part of his personality that is going to smile and bring levity when it's still a heavy situation. So I think that LeBron is knowing that I got to get value out of that position because JaVale McGee is there, and then you're going to force Anthony Davis to play the 5 more so than he wants to. That's not ideal.
Yeah, he don't want to do that.
When's the last time we've seen Dwight Howard play an important game of basketball? When's the last time we saw that? When's he been in games that matter?
So Charlotte doesn't count a couple years
ago. He's been just jumping around team to team. I can't see it.
What's the downside? Give me the downside.
Oh, he's just another combustible part added to a very combustible car or team or whatever. To me, all right, let me ask you, let me squeeze this in before we go. Do you think LeBron and AD will both be here next season?
Is LA still in California?
Yeah.
But damn it, yeah, they're going to be here. I'm telling you, the attraction for LeBron James, at least, was greater than basketball. He said this, so why don't we believe the man in his own words? Like the
Because he expected to win as well, and he's not going to.
Oh, it's the same guy who says I have nothing else to prove. The same guy who says I'm already the GOAT. Now he needs to go and chase something. I think he wants it all to come to him.
AD's going to be here too?
I don't know about that. That's Chicago comment.
What?
That's Chicago comment.
I know, right? And he answered it quick too. Oh, that'd be good. I mean, you know, I don't. You know, AD is a situation too where it's funny because he got promised certain things, and I know in the deal in which he came and things didn't work out that way. But a lot is going to be dependent on what happens this year. Now, I'm not saying they have to win a championship for AD to have to buy all in, but how the organization works internally, how they fare during the regular season and postseason, those are determining factors to me of what AD and Rich Paul is going to look at, because it's going to be Rich Paul right in that room making that decision with him on what he does for his future, to me.
You know what? This reminds me of years ago, there were a couple of women I probably should have married. And I made promises. I made promises about what I was going to do. What I was going to do. I was going to do that. Baby, I'm going to work out every day. I'm not going to be stubborn. I'm going to compromise.
Right.
None of it comes true.
Hell no.
None of it.
None of it.
And it lasts about as long as an NBA season. Both of them. Married great guys, got kids, great families.
Yeah.
All the promises I wouldn't keep, somebody else did keep. AD gonna be out of here.
That's so true.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.